Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video on Elder Troves Tier 3 and this is a loot from too many of them. I wanted to see how much better they were than Tier 1 and Tier 2 and especially with the quiver fragments coming from them, they should be really strong. So let's get right into it. You need a pontifex signet ring from the city at Centerston Quest, and then you upgrade it with the anima that you get at different Gold Wars Dungeon 3 fronts. And the more you upgrade it, the higher tier troves you get, and the more you get per hour. So if you put 1,000 of every single anima type inside the ring, you get tier 3 troves, and you can get up to 8 per hour, which is 1 every 7.5 minutes when skilling, or killing bosses, or anything in Gold Wars Dungeon 3. It also gives you some passive buffs and stuff like that, and when you fully upgraded it, you can pay 5,000 of every single anima to overcharge it to make everything on it passive. I'll leave a link to this wiki page in the description if you want to read more. The newest effect from the most recent front was the full effect to reduce incoming damage from geysers by 25%, increasing your Elder Troves per hour up to 8 from 5, and then having the chance of giving you the Pernix quiver fragments inside those troves. And this is the big thing, and this is what I wanted to test to see how much GP these troves actually were. Because this is where your big money comes from with tier 3 troves now, these quiver fragments. You need 100 to make a quiver, and they're pretty rare, so they're going to be worth a decent amount of money for quite a long time, I think. All I did to get my troves personally was do AFK fishing. I love using the big book to get clues passively while AFKing, so I've just been using the big book to get loads of clues stacked up. So while I was getting the clues, skilling with the book, I was at the big front, doing some fishing, consuming the fish with my shark outfit, and just fully AFKing. As long as you're doing an action, whenever you can get a trove every 7.5 minutes when it's up, you will get given one guaranteed. This means it's really easy to hit the 8 per hour while doing something like this, but if you're bossing or something, you're probably only going to get around 7 an hour because you're not going to kill it exactly when your cooldown comes up. There's going to be a little bit of downtime between troves just because it takes time to kill the bosses. So you're looking at around 7 to 8 troves per hour, and we have 222 to open up. Our previous findings were that Tier 1 troves gave us 46,000 gold per trove, and Tier 2 gave us 107,000 per trove. So it should be a nice increase on top of this, especially with those fragments. I just spam clicked, opened all 222, and you get some good stuff here. And another reason why I chose the big ones is because of the god pages. They are worth good money, so that's some extra money on top with default loot. Those big pages are still like 1.8 mil. When it comes to the loot inside the troves, the stuff you get is pretty good and fairly consistent at their prices now. So I don't think any of the prices of these items are going to change much now because they've already crashed, like onyxes being 1.1 mil each. We got 5 of those, which is a decent amount of extra money. We got 6 of the god pages, which sell for a little bit over mid, which is lovely as well. Then we got some other good default stuff like salvage, bones, skilling supplies, coins, hydrix bolt tips, all of that stuff. It really adds up over time, and we made 27.5 million GP with some extreme potions and quiver fragments on top of that. We have 23 quiver fragments, which I'm going to sell on the GE to get an accurate value for, because I think they're slightly under mid. My 23 fragments did indeed sell slightly under mid, and they sold for 97 mil. This worked out to be 4.2 mil per fragment, which is actually kinda huge. I got 1 fragment around every 10 Elder Troves tier 3. This means you're looking at like 1,000 Elder Troves to make a quiver, which is going to make this quiver worth a decent amount of money because these troves take a long time to get. If you're an Iron Man, this quiver grind is going to take a while. Either way, my total gold made was 120 mil. The time taken for this was 28 hours, because you get 8 an hour. So I spent 28 hours just gathering for this specifically, while getting clues with the big book. This would make every trove 520k, which is a huge increase over tier 2. That's 5 times the value of tier 2 troves, which is really, really awesome. And your GP an hour just from troves would be 4.3 mil. Getting over 4 mil just from troves makes this a viable way to just fully AFK, get some fishing XP, and get clues with the big book because it supports the big book fully. The upkeep on the big book is just over 2 mil an hour, so you're making around 2 mil an hour on top of the upkeep. Then if you're doing any type of bossing in Gold Wars Dungeon 3, it's 100% worth using your signet ring. in order to get these tier 3 troves, or make it passive by giving it 5,000 of every essence, and then you'll get these troves even with your luck ring or whatever. This is such a nice extra amount of GP an hour on anything you do inside Gore's Dungeon 3. You could AFK Arc Glacier with 0 mechanics and get a ton of troves, and also get all of this money on top of what you're already getting. Seems really good overall. Very, very happy with the findings of this and the way they've done the troves now that all of the anima and everything is unlocked. Hope you did enjoy. Hopefully the info was useful to you. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to RuneScape 3. And until next time, see ya.